Hello, my name is my GTTV, and welcome to the new little series I'm going to add on my channel. Why not? You know, all the ideas are flowing in my brain for Insect Glaive because I love it so much, and Capcom isn't answering me, so I might as well just throw them on a piece of paper and just have some fun, right? So, and share them to the world. Why not, right? Anyways, get some popcorn, get a drink, stick around. We're about to switch to the nice juicy paint screen. Y'all ready for this? Here it goes, and flip. All right, here it is. Now it's a little glory of my nice drawing I did in a matter of a little bit of time. It wasn't too long. I mean, it's not something professional. It's just some like quick rough draft of an idea of something that it's been in my head for a little bit. I have another one I'm going to show, but it's just what I mean. So that one's in this like pre-alpha. I'm still like getting it. I have to like get the colors right. It's a lot. You know, it's called the Lure Master. But anyways, we'll get into it. But this one right here is just so far almost done to me. But I don't know. I'm trying to play it out in my head, like literally fighting in my head some of the bosses in Monster Hunter to get these to work. So I'm gonna have to play this out in my head. And like I said, these are all pre-alpha. They're not done. This was just more done than the other one. You know, just an idea, right? Just off the gate. You know, so ideas are great, wonderful, cool. Hit the like button, all that great stuff. But anyways, this weapon kind of is inspired, you can kind of say, by right here. This nice, it's called the Chigiriki. Sorry, I can't. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing like that. But yeah, we do not parry with this weapon. Unfortunately, even though Glaive as well was inspired at the Bojutsu, yes, it can guard itself, but they don't have it. But it's just we won't do that. Right? We're good. We're not gonna parry. So, but yeah, it's inspired to that weapon a little bit. You know, so. Wonderful, right? It's going to be pretty cool. We're also going to be snagging the skill from Monster Hunter Wilds from the hammer. We're going to be using this skill as well with this, just a little bit. Instead of bouncing, right? We're going to be using that instead. You can use that for mobility, heavy slam, all that good stuff. Now we're also going to be able to charge up the weapon just a little bit too. Increase the damage just that little bit more. All that good juicy stuff. Through certain combos or whatever, kind of like wows, I guess you could kind of say, I don't know, stuff like that. It's pretty, I mean, that's the stuff you should have did if you were going to do that. Like, literally keep it grounded, and you're going to charge up those attacks. Don't have it where it can charge aerial and charge ground. Like, just, you slow aerial down big time, so it just completely ruins aerial, and you jump it back down to ground. Like, but anyways. So like I said, we're not going to block or parry, not on this weapon, unfortunately. So sorry to hurt your feelings. Instead of extracts, we're actually going to have these things called combo points. This time around, if anybody's ever played a game called Dauntless, there used to be these weapons called the Aether Grips or Grasps or whatever they were, and they had like these little neat things. You do combos to get combo points to, you know, give yourself buffs, debuff the boss, and do massive damage, blah blah blah. You know, and actually do like zip through the boss and, you know, do all these other cool things, but. Here we're just going to build up 3 combo points, maybe 4. Who knows? Who knows if we need to get too far? 5, maybe. You know, if it's 3's too little, too much. We'll see, right? But instead of just hunting for colors now, right? The player's going to just be rewarded for just beating on the boss for finishing combos, or interrupting the boss, or breaking apart, mounting the boss from ledges, right? Because you can still do that, or helping your teammate out from, you know, whenever they're staggered from stuns, maybe asleep if we get a little knock up too. You never know, kind of like Great Sword or, you know, what are they, Switch Axe and was Charge Blade? I get them all mixed up all the time. But those, right, can knock you up whenever you slept, right? So, yeah, those are reward combo points to the player. But, you know, finishing combos is one of the bigger things you'll be doing. So, you know, basically, and what's going to happen is whenever you use your consumer of some sort, right? You're going to gain a buff of increased attack, defense, and speed of 15%. Your jump height, actually, you don't get jump height anymore. Remember, that's why it's that black bar there, right? And it stacks up twice, and the maximum it goes up to is 25%, right? So you're on the ground, right? You have no block or parry, right? All you have is an Insect Glaive dodge, basically, back in the day, right? So now you're a little quicker. I know it's silly, right? We took away your jump, which is kind of a dodge, blah, 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 but you'll be okay. Trust me with this. Because like I said, you're gonna have the mobility of the thing on your arm as well. Your little slinger, as you can see in the picture here. You're gonna have the little mobility, all that juicy stuff right there. See, I have it all nice and circled. Do you like that? Look, see right there. So yeah, don't worry. Like I said, it stacks up 2 times. It's 15 seconds per stack. Maybe go down to 20 seconds, maybe 25. It just gives the player enough time to do stuff, right? Like rushing you, kind of like in Wilds, if you haven't noticed. The extracts fall off very, very fast. And I mean super, super fast, where like there's times people can't even finish a combo when they start blinking. Like, it's insanely fast, right? So this gives players a lot of time to play with their buff, right? And manage it, you know, so it's not just falling off. So now you're going to be kind of hitting like a powerhouse with a slower weapon and a little quicker. You know, reward the player. That's how it kind of should be, right? You know, the more you attack, the faster you should get. You know, the heavy weapon, you should ramp it up. You know, not just little peaks of damage. You know, but anyways, whenever you get a level 1 perk, these are just ideas, right? These aren't guarantees, right? These are just rough drafts. Obviously, there are things I would love to introduce, which are called gear sets. You know, if you ever played Division or Division 2, there's things called gear sets, or World of Warcraft, right? Like, you have gear sets. I don't know why we're not building towards these either, towards your skills, to encourage players to play towards skills, or if not, give players things to charge up now like you used to do in GU, and build gear sets around the charged up skills now, something along those lines to, you know, change up the game a little bit, right? So, but either way, this is just for the player themselves instead of a gear set, what you're going to get rewarded with, right, whenever you get your stacks going, right? So now the little pet or whatever this is will be produces dust clouds now, right? See, now you see how he hits the ground really hard and poof, you know, purple cloud, poofed it, right? So, and of course they have sever, blunt, and maybe pierce of some sort. Maybe reduce the enemy's armor or something, you know, or maybe even bleed them or something instead of just knocking them down and cutting apart, you know, you never know, right? So just something along those lines. Of course, we have the same colors. The cage would be the color, right? You know, all that good stuff. You know, so don't worry. The next is actually pretty neat. I have the colors being mixed together. It's pretty cool. Stick around. But anyways, right here, like I said, whenever you attack with your little heavy slam or whatever, it's going to produce dust clouds or whatever. Once it happens, and the boss actually gets the debuff now, in world or whatever, it's just dust clouds with the certain debuff, right? So it just, the poison will just be ticking as you're still getting the dust cloud. The poison, what is it? The diminished return for it doesn't, I don't think, start stacking back up until it finishes, maybe? I might be wrong, because blunt, right, does it while they're staggered, right? Still with the LTY combo. But anyways, it's just, so it just, I don't know. In my head, once it gets the boss debuffed, it will stop producing clouds and actually increase the damage of this little pet whenever you attack with the heavy slam. It increases its damage more too, or something along those lines, maybe. Or I don't know. It's like I said, this is still up in the air. Fix it. I'm down, you know. But yeah, just an idea. Now, whenever you level it up to level 2 after doing your combos, right? When an enemy is poisoned, increased damage dealt by 15 to 20%, you know, and of course charge speed by 25%, and maybe a little bit of attack speed or something more, or something to give the player just a little bit more, maybe 5%, not something super crazy, but just because these two are very rewarding, you know, like very rewarding, because I mean it increases the poison duration now too, so now your pet's gonna be doing 50% increased damage, no dust being produced though, which is fine, right? So it's just something like that, you know. Just here's an idea, Capcom. Here's an idea. Here's an idea, right? It isn't just the same basic, let's take GU auto-attacking. That's why you took bouncing out of Wilds. That's why you took bouncing out of Wilds. No one said why either yet. So, right? So you guys are just, this is something new. Y'all should be going towards a flail of some sort. Like, not even this one. Just something like this, dude, right? But yeah, that's this weapon, right? I don't have a name for it quite yet, right? Unfortunately, this one is just the Chigiriki right now, for now. So, but I'll go ahead and give you like a little sneak peek of my next one. I think it's pretty neat, and I like this one too. But it's tough. This one's kind of tough for me right now. Yeah, it's not done. It's still in the works. It looks weird, I know. Yeah, it's very, very weird. I know. You like my little buggy here. You'll be able to use 2 Kinsects in this one. But you have to manage them or do certain things with vials that, you know, it's pretty cool on top of attacking, right? So it's a little different. You'll be having to use the 3 colors, red, yellow, green, or red, yellow, blue. You have to mix them together, and as you can see down there below the B or whatever, where I've been trying to mix them together and adding on to the current mixture of adding a 3rd one to see if I can get something else, you know. It's something cool like that, you know? But this is in its pre-alpha stage. I'm still working on this one, and then I've already thought of another one after this one to kind of deal with maybe the sport lacrosse. You know, maybe, you know, you're throwing the bug, or you're throwing the little cool little, you know, ball guy we have in real life. I can't remember his name. It's in the picture here or whatever the video here it is. You know, this guy here. You know, just imagine having that in the lacrosse thing. You're just freaking slinging. Sorry for cussing. Slinging him, dude. Like, dude, and he comes bouncing back or rolls back, or I don't know. I'm telling you, dude, I have so many ideas. I'm going to be putting them on a piece of paper, just making them. Give me time. I love y'all, though. Thank you for coming. Hit that like button. Thank you. I love Insect Glaive, obviously. As you can see, I want to keep going past what we have right now. I love y'all. Be safe, stay safe. Have a good day. Hit me up, Capcom. I'm here.